Hey there. I'm happy to see everyone here. Thank you for coming in if you're here to just watch. So I'm gonna, it's funny. So today, $24. My wife calls and says, "Hey, I found some comics. Thought you might want to get them." And so she just, she's like, we talked to the guy. She showed me a couple of books, and I'm like, okay, yeah. How much does he want for them? And I was like, and she's like, I was waiting. He's like, well, honey, what do you want for him? Because she called me honey when we were on the phone with him, and when I was on the phone with her, and so it was a little funny. But so I'll go big, so you guys can see me anyway. So I'm like, well, I'm not sure. What do you want for him? And he's like, how about 25 or 30 bucks? I'm like, how about 25? I mean, they're not the best condition looking books. What I saw, again, I didn't get to see many of them. I only saw a couple of them, but I was like, oh, this is cool. Why not? My wife wants to buy me comics. What can I say? And so she gets home. I'm like, hey, so what happened? And she's like, well, I only had 20. I had, he didn't have change. And so I was like, oh, cool. That's awesome. So she paid $24 instead of $25 for the books. So basically it's some really cool stuff. Richard, Chris, did you guys want to join and hang out in the room? You don't have to do it in the chat. You can come online if you want. And we can talk so we can hear each other if you want to do that. It doesn't matter though. You don't have to. I'm suggesting I can actually give you the link if you want to. I was expecting Big B to join here, hopefully. I'm hoping he does too. And there's the StreamYard link. But yeah, I mean, hey, so really interesting, cool thing. I'm working, so I'm on my job, right? And my job being right here in front of me on this spot where my stuff up here for not my home job, I guess. Anyway, so sure. Anyway, so it was some pretty cool stuff. So the first book I pulled out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go look it up just because I'm curious, because I had heard that Transformers, because it's a bunch of Transformers books. And I don't know if you saw the picture, but it's this full Walmart bag filled to about there of comics. They're all unbagged, all unboarded. So there's, they have their opportunities. And then this half bag of comics for $24. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show my camera that has my comics on it. And Richard's going to jump on, it looks like. So that's cool. And we can chat while while I'm showing the comics. What you see up there right now is I picked up a Boy Commandos from Cheddar about a week ago. Great deal on that too. I mean, amazing guy for doing that. It was so cool. I mean, I'm trying to collect a little bit of every Jack Kirby era type stuff. And this is one of those cool Joe Simon, Jack Kirby books from when he was, working at DC and doing that stuff with them. And Boy Commandos is a pretty cool book. I mean, it's not, I love how Tokyo is misspelled and all the different little things on the book that, kind of hints that they're boy commandos, right? They don't know everything. And so that's one of those cool things. Anyway, so let's go ahead and swap over there. Do I want to go to solo layout with that? Yeah, I think so. We'll make it big, and then you guys can kind of see it. Or, we can right now for a second here. So here it is. Oh, actually, that works good. That's big. I'm big. There's that. Now, if Richard joins, I can make it jump in there. And hey, Unhinged, welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. And so yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to say so about 1 billion times, and that's fun. Anyway, I'm going to move this guy over here, get that out of the way. And so, hey, cool. Anyway, welcome in Unhinged. Appreciate you coming in and watching the show. Hello, everyone. See, hello, everyone. Now I can show that too. If to that, yeah. And again, I'm letting people join. If you want to just join and chat, I mean, we all are a part of this community. I mean, I can boot you if you say mean bad things to other people, but I'm not going to do that. That's not how I work. Yeah, I was having some weird Wi-Fi issues right here at the beginning. I was actually trying to set up my OBS studio and have that set up as one of my cameras, and then I found out that if you don't have Pro, you can't. Yes, it did. There's been a couple different Boy Commandos. It showed all of the Boy Commandos individually and them as a group too, I think, if I remember correctly, in one of the videos. All right, so without further ado, so I pulled this book out, this one I'm about ready to show you here, and I bagged it, and because I'm thinking, I'm just going to bag and board these. Well, it's so I don't know if you guys know this, but Transformers Run, when it got over 50, like issue 50, the print run went way down, started going way down. So the issues above 50 tend to be worth a lot more. And this happens to be one of them. This is issue 70.
If any good trades come about and you're extra grateful, I like Dutch Bro cards.
That's the wife who bought the comics. I mean, you could come in and wave.
No, I don't have a bra.
Well, thanks for saying that out loud.
You're welcome.
Yeah. She walks around like that all the time. Anyway, so this book right here, it's what you would say is probably fine, very fine. Maybe it's way better. It's better than good. There's no tears or anything like that in it. It does have about 10 spine ticks, and most of them are color breaking, but everything else would be completely pressable. But still really cool. $10, and in a good condition. $10. Graded 9.8 on that book. One sold last year for $609. Isn't that crazy? And then there's a new Transformers movie coming out, and hopefully everybody will be loving that. Yes. Oh, Kim, yeah, she walked out. I wish I could have showed her that you said hello. She's really the best. I absolutely adore my wife. So I'm gonna grab a pile of these books, and I'm gonna show them to you the way I'm seeing them. I have not gone through this at all, so it's the way it is. So the next issue I have is issue 18 of Transformers. I don't know the value on that book. Higher print run, original artist. So it's that Bill Mentolo, I think is his name. Art, which is pretty cool. I mean, he did a great job with the whole Transformers look of things, and I love that. The next one I have is it looks like this one's a bit of a spine roll. I'd probably call this in a good condition. Pages look nice. It's Don Perlin did the breakdowns. This one is issue 30. I know, crazy, right? And then, oh, cool. This one is this is issue 17. So, I mean, and this is that Hello Wife, just by the way, that was the one who bought these. This 29 is actually really nice looking. Probably only has a couple spine ticks. I love the cover. It's got the Autobots. I think it's his. I think it's their. Oh no, there's some cover tears on this one. The character on the cover, I think is Jazz. Not Jazz. Their answer to Soundwave, that guy. I can never remember his name. Ruby, my daughter, is a huge Transformers fan, and we've watched everything, the movie, and then like 5 episodes into season 3. So here comes the issue. So that's issue 30. And then here is issue 60. It has a little tear at the top cover, but otherwise it's a nice looking book. I mean, these are probably all reader copies anyway, but still cool. I mean, low print run here. There's that one. I almost thought, is that a John Byrne cover? Issue 47. And it's misaligned staples. That's interesting. Not really interesting, but it's interesting cover. Oh, how? Wow. So issue 50 was in here. That's pretty cool. Starscream Triumphant. All right. So I think that's the last one we can do with that, but there's the giant size 50th issue. It's got Starscream. It looks like Starscream's built out of all the different kind of Transformers or something like that's going on with him. See, it's like, see all that crazy stuff going on. You know what? I agree. I think the cartoons have been way better than the live action. I think the live action, I'm going to go ahead and pull this Boy Commandos down just temporarily. I think the live action has been less than par. It was cool because we got it when we first got it, but I think it has kind of gone away from that coolness. All right, issue 48. Oh, and I have 2 copies of it. And one doesn't necessarily look better than the other, but yeah, I think the first one I put up looks better than this one. But I ended up with 2 copies of that. And then I have an issue 14 with I know that guy's name. I can't think of his name though. Oh, that looks like Bill Sienkiewicz. Is that a Bill Sienkiewicz cover? No. Of course, we're never going to be able to tell, but issue 65, Grimlock has found the Matrix, and it looks like a Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Yeah, I know. I watch Dave way too often. Issue 39. That one felt like it had a little something going on in the back. It's got a little bit of a spine roll. It's probably because it's been sitting piled on top of other comics for a while. Now, I remember this issue being like a super hard issue to get, or that people really, really craved after. It was called Robot Master. It was issue 15, and it's the Transformers cover, but then it has a cover of the Robot Master. This one's got a bit of the covers rolled on it. A good pressing would probably do that, or even putting it in a bag and board might just actually keep it together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that cover's tight. I totally agree. I'm going to try my best to come back and throw some of this stuff in here as people comment. Hey, check this out. I mean, this one's taped, but it's issue 4 of what was the limited issues, 4-issue limited series that became I think the last issue of the series is like 85 or something like that. And it says 85 in the 85th in the 4-issue limited series. Because I think 5 says issue 5 of the 4-issue limited series. Issue 6, I think, also says that. Oh no, issue 6 is the new where it starts the run. And then we have issue 66. Prime getting smacked in the face by something. The Matrix Possessed. Ooh, that's a cool cover too. You know, I like it when they do that group shot where they have all the Transformers on the cover or a bunch of the Transformers on the cover. This one's pretty sick. And Jetfire's on it. That my daughter's going to be absolutely, or Jetfire. I'm going to call him Jetfire because I think he should have been called Jetfire. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this back up there on the screen. So anybody wants to join, you're welcome to join and talk with me while I'm doing this. Issue 41 of Transformers. Check this out. Look at that. It's got all like a bunch of all the flying Transformers with some people down at the bottom, but like all the flight Transformers. Like there's the Bat Dude who was one of the tapes, and then you've got a couple of the Insecticons, and you got the Dinobots, and you got You just got a bunch. It's just really cool, like a big giant battle, and I love it. It's great. It kind of reminds me. I was looking at Schomburg stuff. Like the guy from the Golden Age, Captain America issues. This kind of reminds me of his thing. Wow, it's like I'm going to move. I cannot focus. You can focus. Maybe we scoot you back a little bit and gives you a little more room. There you go. All right, here's issue 44. I remember when that toy came out, where it had like the robot lion thing, but it wasn't. It was not. It was a part of Transformers. Yeah, I agree. It totally looks like a Perez cover. Check that out. I mean, I agree. Richard's right. That last issue does have a Perez cover to it. Oh, and you know what? Here's a Herb Trimby cover. And The Mechanic, issue 26. And then I seem to remember seeing these characters. I remember these toy guns for sure. Oh, you know what? Are we at that point? Okay, last issue on this pile of that going up there. But these characters that were animal robot things, but they weren't Transformers, but they have like the Transformer toy guns, like the guns you would get when you're with like Bumblebee or someone, the small guns. Just cracks me up. And they're clearly on, I think they're clearly in the base because that looks like Teletran 1 and Optimus Prime talking across it. All right, here we go. Issue 64. To Save Longtooth. It's such an interesting cover. Are they humans in those pictures? Are they robots? It kind of, you know what? I don't know if you guys are reading Transformers, the current Transformers run. If you're not, that's a total failure on my part in convincing you that you should be reading the new Transformers run. Daniel Warren Johnson's writing is beyond great. It's so good. In fact, I would say that if you're not reading that, that's something you should be reading. If you read comic books and you like good stories and you like good comic books, the art in that one is pretty good too. All right, issue 36. And I remember that they kind of had these triple changers where they turned into robots and jets and then monsters or something like that. Oh, this is a cool cover. That's not. It says Lee, but I don't think that's Jim Lee. Could that be Jim Lee? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Someone look up if you've got a chance or you're near a screen that has like a cover price or something like that, or comic book or the comic My Comic Shop or whatever. What Lee is this? I mean, look, it says Lee right there, Lee, and the art is pretty good, and it would be around that early time before he had started when he was first starting at Marvel. So maybe. Oh man, that's a bummer. That one is issue 53 if you needed to know the number, if someone's going to do that. I'm looking here at issue 76, which is great, and the inside looks awesome, but the cover is pulled away from the staples. I mean, it's not completely off, but man, that's a bummer. I don't want to even look at how much that one's worth. Oh, cool. Look, here we go. Transformers number 19. Now, see, we've been talking about Transformers this whole time, and I didn't say it's only Transformers, right? There's more, right? So how about you know what? I bet you that other cover we saw. No, it doesn't look right. How about Target Deathlock? Number 11. It's a Cowan cover. I know it's crazy. And here we go. There was that. And now we go back to Transformers. We've already seen this issue, but it's not the same one. Issue 26. And then here's issue 25. And man, Megatron does not look good. Another Herb Trimby cover. Issue 46. Sparking the battle with the Road Jammers. Ooh, I like this cover. Springer is the artist. I like it a lot. In fact, I like how he drew the people on the person on here as well as the different Transformers. Use Autobots. But check out those that stance, man. He's just like, I am standing there, you know. It's action pose like Kirby action pose. The hands all flailed out to the one side and everything. I mean, that's awesome. I love that stuff. That's the best. All right, so that's the end of that first pile. So I'm gonna grab. I think I'll grab the rest of the stuff in this bag. So this is the half a bag. The half bag. Wow, isn't that crazy? Half bag, man. That's awesome. I'm gonna grab all these guys off and we'll pull them over here into the pile that I'm working on. All right. Oh, cool. Circuit Breaker. This is issue 9. That's actually a cool issue right there. That's sweet. Oh, I wonder if we're going to get a number 6 one that says they're all dead. That would be awesome. Or is that 5? I can't remember. Well, here's a number 8, the introduction of the Dinobots into the comic book world. First appearance of the Dinobots. And then here is issue 12, where Optimus is going after his own bots. And then we get Devastator. A little bit of a spine roll, but Devastator, issue 10. Issue 54, King Khan, not King Kong. Hey there, Richard. Let you guys into the room here. Add you to the stage. We're gonna make.
What's up?
Is that Bigby too?
Do this right? No. Yeah, Bigby's on here too. So.
Hey.
Okay,
Hey, Travis.
cool. Hey, well, welcome in. All right, let's see what we can do. I want to kind of make this one the big one and then put us off to the side. I wonder if we can do that. Nope, that just switches you up. All right. Okay.
I'm actually in my car.
You're actually in your car?
I just got done eating dinner at the restaurant that we like to eat dinner at.
Oh, cool. Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. I met the mayor of my town and found out that he's a giant nerd and loves comics and movie cards, and he wants to hang out on Monday.
Nice. That's awesome. Like tomorrow? This Monday?
Yeah, because I have the day off for Labor Day, so he wants to hang out. That's kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. So I've been, making fun of some of the issues I've got, but it's interesting. I had some really cool. I just pulled up issue 8, 9, 10, and 12 out of this bag. I don't know what I have in here.
8 is 8 the Dinobots issue?
It is. I mean,
that's a good issue.
They're probably fine to very fine, most of the issues, if not good to very good. So somewhere between good and very fine on some of these issues. Here's issue 27.
Does it look like it's a mostly complete set, or you got like 75%, 80% of them?
I think so. I mean, I'm thinking so. I mean, what's cool is I just recently picked these up from this book up from Brian. Well, it wasn't recently. It was about a year ago, actually. And we did a trade, and I got these Transformer universes. This one's about the Autobots, right, or about the Decepticons, and it's kind of like that Marvel, the Marvel.
It's like Marvel
universe.
Handbook, yeah.
Marvel
it's like a Marvel
handbooks,
Handbook,
yeah.
but it's Transformers, yeah.
I have a lot in the 50s, and the artists in the 50s did a lot. Their stuff has the eyes and the drawings of the eyes really made it like it's Saturday morning cartoon-esque type stuff. So, and here's another duplicate. We had one. We had Circuit Breaker. We had that one before. And here's the return of Circuit Breaker, which took place 40 issues before. And this one's got some dirt on it.
So in those early ones, did you get the first Jetfire?
What issue is that one?
I'm not sure. On the cover, it would say "And now Jetfire" or something.
No, not yet. We haven't seen that one yet. No.
Okay.
So here we're mostly in the 50s, the 50s, 60s, and 70s with some stuff more around the 20s and a little bit of the teens, and it was just I pulled the stuff out here. So
how far does the run go? The run goes like 80 issues or something like that?
80, 81. I mean, I thought it was like 80. It was a weird number. Was it 80? I thought it was like 84 or 85. But
I love that it says like it has the limited series banner on the last issue. It says like number 84 in a 4-issue limited series.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I was mentioning that they did that. All right. Well, so they aren't all Transformers, as I was saying before. Here is a Terminator number 8 by Now Comics, which just happens to be in the middle of all this.
Is that Burning Earth?
It's the Battle Continues. I don't think it's Burning Earth. I think it's actually the first run of Terminator. And we lost Brian. It's okay. He'll come back. And when he comes back, we'll let him back in. Maybe. All right, so let's swap over to the next issue. Issue 24, where it looks like a guy is playing a video game and Optimus Prime loses. I love that. That's such a funny cover. Oh, that's interesting. So issue 69 must have been after the movie, because there's Galvatron, there's Optimus, there's Grimlock and Ravage, and it's got everybody. Shockwave. And I think we've seen this cover before, but this one's in a much nicer condition than the other one we saw before. So issue 27.
I like that they made the characters look like the movie character.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Brian is back on the stage. Yeah, I think they did a good job. I think that's a really cool thing.
My phone's about to die, but I was asking you, was that Terminator Burning Earth?
It's just the original Terminator storyline. I think it's just Terminator.
So it wasn't Alex Ross on the inside?
I don't think so, but I'll look.
Check it out.
No, it's Thomas Tenney.
Okay, because I know, I think it's Terminator Burning Earth is like Alex Ross's first comic art. So
yeah, if this is Alex Ross's first comic art, it's really bad.
No, it still looks like Ross, even though it's my phone's about to die. I'm going to pop out, okay. But I'll try to hop back on as soon as I get back to my place. Okay.
All right. See you in a bit.
All right. Love you guys.
Right.
See you soon.
Love you too.
Bye.
Talk to you later. All right, so issue 57. This one's got a little tear in the cover on the back, but Autobot's worst nightmare comes true. Now, we saw this one just a little bit ago, I'm pretty sure. Issue 25. Now, this is first introduction of the Autobot Jet Force. You know what? That's funny. There's another issue of 57 that we have, so we now have 3 of those. Issue 21, the original Autobot Jet Force that came after they couldn't use Jetfire anymore in the television series, which is funny.
Why was that?
So when the toy company Hasbro built the design they used for the original Jetfire toy they used a Robotech design, and it was just like Rick Hunter's Red Fighter from the original Macross saga. And it literally was the original design. They literally pulled that design, and then the original creator of that design sued Hasbro. So they sued them for the name and everything. So Jetfire became Skyfire, and only recently got to come back as Jetfire. So here is Rodimus versus Galvatron. This is issue number 43. It's got a little bit of a spine roll.
Looks like a Kirby cover.
Yeah, almost. I wonder if it's homaging something too.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's kind of that interesting thing there.
That
And then
Daredevil, Captain America, or Captain America versus Iron Man looks like an homage to one of those.
You mean this one?
The bigger ones.
That's the first Captain America in Tales of Suspense.
I think it was a Daredevil cover.
Probably.
It was Daredevil versus Cap.
Yeah. Or it also kind of reminds me of the Iron Man cover where it's Iron Man versus Dr. Doom.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah. Issue like 150 or something like that. I love that. I have that cover because it's part of the. So I need to do an updated video about the wall books because I have almost all of them. I'm down to 2 books that I need. They're way out of my price range. I'll have to see if I can find them for a steal. 42. Optimus Prime with his Power Master. Now I like this cover a lot. This is issue 59. It's a Grimlock cover. And then that's an interesting cover too. Issue 34. I think we're almost down to and then issue 4 of G.I. Joe Transformers. With all the G.I. Joe and Cobra out there on the thing. Interesting. And it doesn't have any, it's funny, it has Cobra, but there aren't any Decepticons on there, right? It's all Autobots. All right, let's move those guys off. And we'll add a couple more G.I. Joes versus Transformers issues. Well, we have issue 2. And issue 3. And we've already seen issue 4, but we have it again. Oh, bummer. I didn't mean to do that. And then here's issue 2 again. Just the pile of stuff that I'm pulling out of here. Oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting art cover. Because the two giant robots are giant robots, and they're colored red and blue. That's really kind of an interesting look to it. Oh wow, that's
how many issues was the G.I. Joe and Transformers?
It was a 4-issue miniseries, and in fact, speaking of that 4-issue miniseries, hey, I have all of it. There's issue 1.
Nice.
Yeah. Man, this is cool. This is like one of the Devastator characters fighting Shockwave, and the art is I love that cover. It's really cool. I just love the angle of the punch and how Shockwave is going down. I mean, the influence of Jack Kirby on how people draw characters when they're fighting is amazing. In fact, you know what? I have to admit, I wasn't the biggest Kirby fan until I started doing the Kirby videos. And then once I started doing the Kirby videos, all of a sudden it was like night and day. And then I was finding all this other stuff about his art and his style. Pardon me for a second. And it just kind of it just blew me away. I was shocked and surprised.
I'm more surprised by his range, that he could draw like Asgardian crazy characters, monsters. He draws women very well, sort of like Dave Stevens, and then just grounded characters like Nick Fury and Fantastic Four.
Well,
His range is really impressive.
yeah, I agree. Thanks for saying that, Christina. Let's throw you up there. And then one of the other things about him that I'm digging on is he did like a bunch of Atlas Comics cowboy stuff. Just kind of like, and so I was talking to someone today. I can't remember who it was, but they have a friend who's getting rid of their dad's getting rid of a bunch of their fathers, so their dad's getting rid of their father's comic collection, and it's all Western stuff. And there were a couple issues of the Kid Colt Outlaw, both covers drawn by Jack Kirby, and then Wyatt Earp, that was drawn by Jack Kirby in there too. And I was like, oh. And so I looked at the prices. They're not expensive, so I'm like, I kind of want them because they fit with that whole theme of the Jack Kirby stuff I've been picking up and trying to get more of it. So, I mean, I'm never going to own my own copy of, like FF1 or something like that. It's just not, I don't see that in the way I collect comics. I don't see that as something that I would be attaining. But generally speaking, I think there's a lot to be said for anything Jack does, because the stuff you see is just this Fantastic Four issue. It's cool. Like the paneling he did on that stuff is just awesome, right? But then you look at the paneling he did in that Thor issue or that Black Panther issue, which was beyond phenomenal. It was amazing. Or Forever People, and how he used it was just kind of leading the way on the art stuff. That's an issue we've seen before. That's issue 40. Oh, that's funny. I'm going to show these together because they're the same issue. And one of them's worse off than the other. But I got 2 issues of 28. Yeah, that's too much. Oh, too much. All right, so I'll show 28 and we'll move into the next bag. There's issue 28. And it's a guy attacking them with a tree. That's hilarious. Del Boy. Oh. This is a cool cover. It's got a lot of life to it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. It's all it's got that look of it. It's almost like it's dirty, not dirty and naughty, but there was this artist. Gosh, what was his name? He did a bunch of stuff in the 90s, Batman type things, and his style was very I want to say scribbly, but it wasn't too scribbly, but it was interesting and he was different.
Look more like sketch arts.
Kind of a sketch, but it was almost like he was pointillism, circling stuff to make the stuff, and then none of his shapes looked quite right, so it was always a little bit weird looking. But it made the bad guys feel really evil, and it kind of made Batman, the way he drew Batman, very ominous, fearful, right? So, well, let's switch things up for a second. First thing on the top of the bag is Wizard number 89, the best wizard ever, honest. Jim Lee cover drawing Batman. And I think that's before he drew Batman, because that's like 1990. or 1998, maybe in 98, but it's still before he was drawing Batman. So it might have been before he even signed on with DC, before he did DC. This is a random one. Marvel Comics Group, Team America. Is that where they got the idea for the movie?
It could have been.
That terrible movie, that terribly funny, terrible movie that was awesome and crazy.
The South Park guys, yep.
Yeah, South Park guys. The next, another issue that says, the war is over and the Decepticons have won. And there's Galvatron on the cover. Oh, that's another one of those. Oh, that is a Jim Lee cover, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Jim Lee. I think I was right about that other one, too. I think that other one was a Jim Lee cover. So this is early Jim Lee at Marvel drawing Transformers covers. That's pretty sweet. I
never knew that.
Yeah, neither did I. Not till just now. So that is very sweet. So if you're a big Jim Lee fan, that there's some early Jim Lee. Okay, let's see here. Yes, we can go one more. Issue 31.
I want to say your wife did a really good job on this pickup.
Yeah, for $24. What can I say? I mean, we're looking at over 100 comics. So the pile of bags and boards that I have behind me probably won't fit it all, but I probably won't use it all. Ooh, those are dirty. I'm going to have to definitely clean up. Here is issue 29 again. And with that, we will grab these guys off the top of here and move them out. I'm curious. Oh, yeah. Okay. January 1999. So the first issue of that year was that Jim Lee Batman Wizard. Oh, interesting. And it has a Batman versus Wolverine article in it, which I think is hilarious. It's not before Daredevil. I mean, Deadpool, so Deadpool's still around. There's an article about Stan Lee, an interview with Stan Lee in this one. Okay. Now they're kind of selling me on this being the very best one in here. Plus, then there's a whole bunch of Alex Ross stuff. And, the Wizard half for the Hulk. Hulk half is gone. The coupon. Not that you can send it in now. I mean, it wouldn't exist anymore. Oh wow, they did a movie thing. Okay, I gotta stop this. They did. Who would we cast for Battle Chasers? Did you ever hear? Did you know Battle Chasers? Okay, so do you know Joe Mattiera, the artist? Okay, so in the late '90s, mid to late '90s, there was an artist at Marvel named Joe Mattiera. No, mid to late 90s, and then he left and went to Image under the Cliffhanger comics that J. Scott Campbell did, and he did a comic called Battle Chasers. And then what that led him to do, which he did, there was it was 8 issues long, and then what happened is someone saw his art and said, "Dude, you would be an amazing artist for doing video games." And so he got hired to do a video game and never came back to comics until last year. And last year he put out issue 9, 10, 11, and 12 of the run of Battle Chasers to finish it off. And then he said at the end of the issue 12 that, yeah, in about 10 years I'll put out 12 more issues. Which is hilarious.
Was he part of the group with McFarlane and Liefeld that left?
No. He was before McFarlane. He was after McFarlane and Liefeld. He was kind of a second group. And he was back. He was in an era when they started doing, they went kind of back to contractor work and letting people do the contractor works thing. So it was where you weren't working exclusively for Marvel, and you weren't exclusive to DC, and they weren't doing exclusive contracts anymore. And so they it allowed people to jump around and do stuff. And so Mattiera started Battle Chasers and was still working on X-Men at the time. And then he finished his run on X-Men, and did Superman for a little bit. And while he was doing Battle Chasers. So there we go. We've seen that issue before. And here is issue number 16, a Bumblebee cover where Bumblebee is protecting what it looks like Spike, and he's getting the crap shot out of him. And then here's issue 7, which is, if I'm correct, this is the first issue after everybody was dead. And this is them coming back to life, maybe? Interesting. It's a little water damaged, but that's cool. I mean, it's a cool book.
That's the earliest one you got so far in this collection?
So far, issue 7.
Yeah, because it's 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we don't have an 11, but we do have a 12. Then a bunch of other ones in the teens. Here is issue 1 of the Transformers universe. It's got a bit of a tear in the cover, but the book itself looks pretty. Everything on the inside looked okay. Slaughter on the Slopes. Is this a Headmaster? I don't know. Issue 51. The guy is holding up to save the people so they don't fall off the ski thing.
Lifts. Ski lifts.
Lifts. Thank you. Ski lifts. Yep, ski lifts. And then here's issue 38. And issue 3 of Transformers Universe. That's the one that has the Dinobots in it. And here's another issue 3 of the Transformers Universe. And here's issue 4. So we are starting to see a few more doubles in here of stuff, but we're still seeing a lot of not doubles too. So I'm wondering, this person who had all this, I wonder if they just kind of picked up a lot at like at a auction or something like that. A lot of comics, blah blah blah, and it was just a bunch of back issues out of someone else's old collection or something like that. Because there are a little bit of doubles in here of stuff, things we've seen before, but then there's issues we haven't seen before. We have seen this issue, but we haven't seen 49 before. And the weird look on Starscream's face is odd. We have seen that 43 that sparked a great discussion. And these all look the same. These two look the same. We have okay. There we go. We'll pull that pile off. With that 41, that great cover with all the Transformers on it, which is awesome.
The Perez looks, that looks like a Perez. It's hard to draw that many characters on a cover.
Right, and make it look good and like you could actually, that you understand what's going on there, right? And then here's issue 17 again. But we did not, oh my gosh. Here's the first issue where it says the thing. Oh wait, maybe this is the last issue. It is.
What number is it? 81?
It's 84? Issue 80.
80.
It's issue 80 in a 4-issue limited series. Isn't that hilarious? Issue number 80 in a 4-issue limited series. So we have the last issue. Nice. That's cool. It's not in great shape, but it's cool. Now, we've seen this one before. There's issue 44. We have a bunch in the 40s, I think. Ooh. This is a Charles Vess cover. I'm like, why does this art look so really good? And I'm like, oh. So Charles Vess, the guy who if you're familiar with Web of Spider-Man #1, that black cover where Charles Vess, that's that dude. He drew that. That's pretty awesome. Now we've seen this one before, And we've seen this one before. It's not the. We're starting to see a lot of doubles now.
The one before that one, I like the background of it. And there were a couple other ones that, I mean, I don't know if that's the Great Wall of China or if it's just a generic castle, but one of them had, I think it was the Golden Gate Bridge in it. And then there looked like a New York City background on it. I like the simple backgrounds on them, and then the colors that they use as well.
I agree. They're really cool that way. I mean, they're really, you know, they kind of make it so that you have that pop of the background, but it's almost a single color almost all the time. Major Quest number 5. I think we saw this one too already. So, but we have Ultraverse Prime number 1 from Malibu Comics, which then Marvel bought, and Prime number 1. And I'm going to pull this gross, nasty bag off of this issue. Toss that in my trash can. And now we're going to switch over to something completely different. A X-Factor crossover with New Mutants. The 8-issue limited series of Fallen Angels, issue number 3. Was one of the very first comic book titles I picked up on my own when I was a youth. I used to buy stuff at
right off the rack.
Right off the rack. Right off the spinner rack. So there was this there's in the place that I bought my comics, the Minute Mart is still there. Okay. Well, that's a cool cover. But what is this? Is this Marvel Age Annual number 1? Huh? It actually has comic in it and preview stuff, but not. That's interesting. So check this out. Wraparound cover. It's Gamel. It's pretty beat up, but it's pretty cool that it's the annual number 1 just randomly in there. Summer 1992. Oh, we've kind of swapped out for other things. Oh, Magnola story in here. That's cool. Pinup gallery. Oh, early Magnola. Sabretooth stalks the subway. No, not that early Magnola. I mean, it is 92. Anyway, sorry. This is Marvel Superheroes 80-page summer special. And then in a 6-issue weekly series, Spellbound number 1, and I have no idea what this is. But it's in really great shape. Oh, it's written by Louise Simonson, too. That's pretty awesome. Girly book written by Louise. How about some Rob Liefeld goodness, number 3 of X-Force? A Punisher crossover with Nomad. It is Dead Man's Hand number 5, but it's issue number 5 of Nomad. I actually don't think I have this issue of G.I. Joe. So, hey, great job, great job, wife. G.I. Joe number 82. All right, so this is really like stuff I have no idea what's in here. A pretty new Richie Rich comic. I mean, for the time, a Richie Rich comic, Richie Rich Cash, number 44. Here is a Magnola cover. I don't think Magnola did the art on the inside. No, but it is Alpha Flight number 39, and that's rough. Some of these have bags on them, and the bags are falling apart. Ooh, I found one with a board in it, too. That's interesting. Ugh. I don't know if you can see the color on that. The yellow. Yeah. Yuck. This is why you must change your bags out every couple of years. Like 10, at least. You know, at first I thought that was a Perez cover, but it's not. It's just a guy who looks like Perez, but it is Tales of the Teen Titans, number 56. And I think that's going to be our cue to swap out to go to more. So we kind of have jumped out of Transformers into some other stuff here.
Yeah, I was about to say, this guy's collection was, besides the Transformers, is all over the place now.
Yeah. Well, and here's a Rai of the Future Force, Valiant comic, Ultimate Sacrifice. Don't mind me. I'm taking this stuff out of. Oh, this is funny. This is actually kind of a cool book, because if you like Cable, this is the Cable miniseries. Part 1 of 2, and this book is in great shape. It was in a bag and board inside of a bag inside of a bag and board. But I took it out. I remember that story. That's cool. It was a lot of introduction to a lot of characters and their stuff. Ghost Rider and Blaze, Spirits of Vengeance number 2. Adventurers number 0. Lakeview, Oregon. No, Lakeview Drive, Silver Lake, Oregon. So this Silver Lake, Washington. Okay. A message from Mrs. Reagan, Jack and Jill. A comic book. Probably to say no to drugs. Because that was her big campaign thing. Oh. Interesting. Punisher Armory, number 6. Oh, here we go. George Perez, Wonder Woman, number 6. That is gorgeous. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful piece of art. And no collection would be complete without at least one John Byrne issue of something. How about Superman number 595? John Byrne cover, John Byrne art. Byrne notice.
That's a great cover. I've always liked that cover.
Well, and Banshee's such a great character. And then if we go back around to this idea of the collection is kind of off the rails. How about Micronauts New Voyages number 2? The Jackson Geist cover, or Butch Geist cover. Jackson Geist's father, I think. And the art on the inside is Kelly Jones. You know, the famous Batman artist who Bane broke Batman's back artist? Kelly Jones did the art on the inside of that. Magnus Robot Fighter, issue number 40. Oh, interesting. Now we have some early ROM. And these are bagged and boarded inside of with a bag on the inside. And this bag is, oh, it is worn. Can you see you see that?
Yep.
Bags aren't supposed to be like that. But Rom's stuff this cover. The art is cool. I don't know who the cover artist is, but the inside's Sal Buscema.
And what issue is that one?
Issue 7. Oh, this one's cool too. You're going to like this cover. Just because it kind of homages the other Death covers we've seen in other comic books. X-Men and New Mutants and stuff of the same era. Here's Rom being raised by the dead, and I can't tell who that is in the background. It kind of looks like almost like some sort of Doctor Strange, because you kind of see the little neck thing. It looks like a Doctor Strange thing, but he's wearing a jacket, not the thing. And then there's a big giant monster behind him. I think that's the bad guys in Rom, or these lizard monster things. Well, anyway, that's issue number 8. Oh wow, that is just cool, and that one's actually a pretty clean issue. No real damage to it. That's awesome.
Was that the one? Was that one in one of the bags or out
that
of
was
one of the bags?
So that was inside of a bag and board, and the bag was crinkly like that other bag.
Maybe that guy was onto something. Double bag.
He was on to spending a lot of money on his bags. Well, here, this bag and board has 2 comic books in it. Is that Alan Davis on the inside too? Oh, wow, that's cool. Chris Claremont, Alan Davis, Crosstime Caper with with Excalibur, and great Alan Davis cover. I think this is the filler issue. So Alan Davis did 1 through 10 and then took a break because he's doing the Crosstime Caper next. And this is the filler issue of issue 11 by Rogers. Oh, no way. This cannot have that in it. This is not the one that has Who's Who. Where do we look to see the artists? Is that in the back? You've seen DC Who's Who's before, right?
Yeah. Yep. They're usually in alphabetical order.
Right. I'm just trying to see if I can find the artist who... Oh, it doesn't say. That's not good. That's said.
I think there was a few of them that Dave Stevens did. A few of them. He
did
Wonder
that's
Woman. I think he did Catwoman as well.
Well, that's why I'm looking at it, and I was looking to see. This is not Dave Stevens on that Wonder Woman. That's George Perez on that Wonder Woman. So, no, Dave Stevens didn't do the first Wonder Woman, but he's got to have done something. You know, I thought he did. I know he did.
Catwoman.
Oh, was it Catwoman? Yeah, this is. I was hoping he did Zartena, but he didn't.
I think in those Who's, I know of at least 3 of them, but Mike from Lunch Money Comics, he could probably tell you.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's asleep right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's just interesting. This is interesting stuff. I mean, I've never had a Who's Who in my hands before, but that's cool. But the Wonder Woman art they did a Golden Age art and a modern.
Well, you said one of them is Perez, though.
Yeah, the modern one's Perez. I don't think that's Dave Stevens. Oh, George Perez did Wonder Girl as well. Here, why don't I, instead of hogging it all to myself, I show you. So there is George Perez Wonder Girl, but the Wonder Woman is a classic Wonder Woman from early on. This is Trina Robbins doing homage to those original artists, and then of course is awesome George Perez Wonder Woman cover art. So it's pretty cool. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. Well, guess what? It's time to go back into the bag and pull out another chunk. We're getting close. We're almost done.
One bag done.
We're one bag done now. We're down to almost down to the bottom of the next bag. Oh, that's cool. I've always wanted to build a collection of classic X-Men because otherwise getting the Claremont stuff can be expensive. And it always had some really great John Bolton stuff in the back, right? Crossover story or a little added story. Well, here's Classic X-Men number 16. Great Arthur Adams cover. And here's Classic X-Men number 13. Another great Arthur Adams cover. Because I love Arthur Adams. He's one of my favorite artists. And then issue 22, Joe Quesada cover of Wizard, and had some interesting, it looks like it has some interesting articles in it. Joe Quesada climbing to the top, so it must be when he's coming into Marvel. And Claremont after leaving the X-Men. And this is a fold-out cover, Quesada cover, that's probably a wrapper. No, just a fold-out. Here, I'll show the fold-out. Quesada, and there he is drawing Deadpool and all the other subsequent villains, and then there's Rob Liefeld in the middle. So Wizard number 22. Talk about a random, another random book. Fantastic 3, because the 4 had been disassembled. Issue 384.
Is that when she changed her costume?
Yeah, she changed her costume to that that very 90s looking costume.
With the number 4 was just the hole in the chest?
Yeah, this time she's just wearing a kind of a bathing suit looking thing.
Because of the 90s.
Yes. Here's an artist that I really love his art. His name is can't remember his first name, but Plunkett is his last name. This is a great cover of Black Widow and Hawkeye. Talk about random. Wait till you see this next issue. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 109.
And it's got that stupid bike ad.
Well, don't you want to win one?
That and Toys R Us has ruined so many good comic covers. And I think the most memorable is that Phoenix cover, the X-Men one.
Oh yeah, the Death of Phoenix, and that's the Toys R Us one, yeah. All right, so here we go. Here is Alan Davis Cross Time Caper Excalibur issue number 13, and we're going to grab that pile because it's going to fall. Yeah, this is a short box worth of comics for $20, $25. And then Excalibur number 27, Nth Man. I remember the character. Well, this is interesting. Here is Marvel Universe Update number 89, Update 1989. And Marvel Age, only 75 cents, which was up from the before. Acts of Vengeance storyline. And Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition number 15. I think this is John Byrne on this, the art on this cover. John Byrne art. Strange things that have bags on them.
Oh, I think Big B's back.
Oh, is he? Yes, he is. I see him. I will bring him in. Hey, welcome back.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey,
look.
That Cross Time Caper one you just showed, I think it was Alan Davis, inked by Bill Sienkiewicz.
That one? The issue 13?
Yeah, I think it was, it's the Cross Time,
No,
the one where it had somebody dressed up as Galactus on the cover.
Oh,
I think it's on your rack still.
that right there.
Yeah.
Is that Alan Davis? Oh, you might be right. It's
Yeah, I think
not
it's Davis.
Crosstime Caper, though. That's Davis.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that one. Ant-Man. Anyway, I think it's inked by Sienkiewicz.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that cover right there is John Byrne.
That, yeah, most of the Marvel Universe are John Byrne, the handbook, the second one, that series.
Nice.
We got that from a dollar bin because it's got an X over the barcode.
Yeah. Well, speaking of our dollar bin and one of the bagged comics we had,
Oh, that's a Travis book right there. Every time, that is what Havoc and Wolverine is. I always think of that as a Travis book. That was like when we were in high school. He loved that book.
Oh yeah. Well, it was because it was watercolor and it was really unique. They did the watercolor with the inks, and I was really into that, and especially in high school.
And hi Richard, first time I think being on stream with you.
Yep.
I mean, you've been on the chat a lot, but being like physically on the screen together.
We're getting close to the bottom here of the second bag. So
was there any surprises I missed?
Yes, we had the last issue of Transformers. It's issue 80.
There you go. That's a big book.
Yeah.
Expensive.
It was beat up, but it was cool.
There you go.
Issue here's a definite dollar bin catch. Warheads number 4. It's guest starring Marvel UK.
Hey, Bigby, do you happen to remember what Who's Who for DC that Dave Stevens did? I remember Catwoman is one of them.
Several. Let me look it up real quick.
All right. We're going to do issue 4 of Warlock and the Infinity Watch.
Oh, nice. That's the
drawn
one.
by one of my favorite artists, Rick Leonardi. I love this guy. It's one of my favorite artists.
I know one of them is Catwoman for Stevens, and Phantom Lady is the other. Phantom Lady and Dolphin are the other two.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, it wasn't the one I have. The one I had Wonder Woman, which is the W's.
Right.
And then issue 3. The fearsome
Richard might need some of these.
Yeah, I only have one, and I think it's 42.
I think I actually had the whole run set aside for you, but
yeah, I need 2 through 42. I think
I have 2 through like 20 set aside for you. I have like little bins, like cubbies set up in my comic area now, where I'm like, this stuff is for Mon, this is for Richard, this is for Mr. Akins, this is for Trav.
Mr. Akins is easy. It's just if it's John Byrne, it goes into Mr. Akins.
John Byrne. Yeah, he's working on 2 different things now. Tales to Astonish, or no, Tales of Suspense, and Captain America, right?
Yeah, I think he jumped into Captain America.
Avengers, and then he's going to work on Cap. So
yeah, he just finished his Iron Man Volume 1 through 250 or something like that, and it's pretty
funny,
impressive.
At the end of the Terrificon, we both slapped our head and we're like, he's missing like 4 of the annuals for Cap, or for Iron Man, and we weren't looking for him.
Oh, like, no. Well, here's issue 11, and this is definitely a reader copy, but it has one of my favorite scenes drawn by Starlin ever. I love that. That is like so amazing. I love the way that page layout is.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's not a beautiful looking book, but that definitely is one of those cool things.
Somebody
all right,
like taste the artwork.
Yeah,
get a bite out of that cover.
All right, Issue 2, Metropolis SCU, and I think that's I'm gonna have to call that the last one here. Special Crimes Unit, which such a big storyline that I didn't even know it existed.
So that Master of Kung Fu that you showed, the one that the bicycle ad ruined, I think that's Michael Golden also. He did like a ton of Master of Kung Fu.
I think you're right. I know that the cover's by Gene Day. And the inside is... No, it's Gene Day, this issue. It's Gene Day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he did a bunch of the covers for Master of Kung Fu, though.
That's cool. All right.
Good night, Unhinged. Thanks for being here.
Good night, and yeah. It's good having you, buddy. Get some rest. All right. Marvel Saga number 15. This is kind of, I think we're kind of getting to some weird, not amazing books. Marvel Saga number 19.
Those are fun. I mean, it's interesting that, when they printed those, they thought, okay, well, we can print these. It's going to be, this is the history. But now they're retconning and adding little pieces in and stuff. So there will be stuff added in between those stories now.
Right. Marvel Age issue 78.
Quasar.
The guy who was speculated the most for Marvel, the upcoming Marvel movies. Quasar, and I would say the other one is Mephisto, yeah.
Everything is Mephisto.
I keep seeing a lot of Sentry stuff right now.
Yeah, I would say that too. Sentry as well. Ride and the Future Force number 14. Fallen Angels number 4. Now this actually is one of my more favorite covers because I love Sunspot in it.
Fallen Angels, is that series have first Boom Boom in it somewhere?
Fallen Angels isn't first Boom Boom. That's X Factor issue,
talk
11.
About but Boom Boom and Rusty, right? Those were like characters that back in the day was like, oh, they're going to be X-Men someday.
Yeah. yes, they are. How about Secret Wars number 2, number 5?
Oh no, that one is a key. Let me look that up for you. I know it's a key.
Well, I think you're going to be surprised with the next issue because I was just surprised with it.
What is it?
Secret Wars issue 12.
Nice.
And it's pretty okay. I'd say it's probably a very fine, maybe a fine, but that's pretty good for being without bags or boards or nothing.
That's the only comic I've ever seen where you could see Doom's face.
Oh,
yes.
I can't think of any other comic that has Doom's face in it.
You know what? Secret Wars 2 number 5 is the first appearance of Boom Boom.
Oh, there we go. Hey, way to go, Brian. You called it.
I just somehow knew it was coming up.
All
That's
right.
really cool that you gotta. I mean, you're like, oh, we're getting down to the end of this. We're getting into some weird stuff. Okay, well, also we got Secret Wars. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, how about Alpha Flight number 4 of the 4-issue limited series that came out in the 90s? Must have been the 90s. A lot of this is 90s.
Right.
I'm actually over my time that I told my wife I would be done with, but we're going to go ahead and finish up.
You terrible man, you.
Issue 46 of Green Lantern, part of the Reign of Supermen.
Mongol action.
If I think I'm right on this, that might. Okay, that'll be interesting. We'll see what we got here. What are we at? Okay, good.
Is that the issue where he destroys Coast City?
I don't know.
Open up that Green Lantern and see what happens at the very end.
You're talking about the beginning of Emerald Twilight?
Where he becomes evil? Where he gets all the rings and... because it's like 46, right? Like the one where, well, it's 49, I think, that he's got the broken arm, or 49 or 50, where he's got the broken arm and he's on his knees.
Yeah, it's definitely got a broken arm here. And they're going at it in a city, but I don't know if it doesn't say.
Well, at the very end, at the end, Mongol destroys Coast City. That's what drives Green Lantern insane.
Right. Carol came and saved him.
So it must be like next issue or the.
Yeah, I think it's the next issue. He's still got the broken arm.
Yeah, Mongol destroys his home and all the people that he cared for.
That's one way to push someone over the edge.
Well, and then he's trying to use the ring to recreate the city and bring the people, like make recreations of the people, and it's really messed up.
Here's issue 26 of Excalibur, and here is issue 29 of Excalibur. And so this is literally one of probably my second favorite or third favorite Walter Simonson cover of X Factor of all time.
That's a cool one.
And then here's classic X-Men Arthur Adams cover. Number 15.
Okay, you can't show a classic X-Men without showing the inside front cover.
The inside front
and the
cover.
back cover.
Inside front cover.
Yeah, they call it the frontispiece.
The frontispiece?
Yeah,
Also,
they always had a different new piece of art by Arthur Adams, and then the back cover a lot of times had a different.
John Bynum, or anyway, great picture of yes.
Corsair, yeah.
Corsair, yeah. Okay, well, I didn't know that, and we passed a couple already.
Oh, okay. Well, and then also they have the back of it will have a new story.
Yes, I know that part. I knew that.
The issue with Wolverine where he takes on the Hellfire Club.
Yeah.
So the classic X-Men issue of that features just the second time that Jim Lee ever drew the X-Men in the back.
Oh, hey, we had 2 Jim Lee covers for Transformers.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah.
One of them said Jim Lee on it, and the other one just said Lee.
Yeah, but they're one. I think they were one right after each other in the run.
Pretty cool.
Here is classic X-Men number 12.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to show again.
Right. Well, you're gonna love this one because this is a classic Magneto pose.
Oh wow, that's
Arthur
sweet.
Adams, right? And then the back cover is him protecting that girl and mother that I think he was living with at that one point in time.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's probably the back cover is always related to the story that they added in.
Right.
I think the classic X-Men is underrated because it has new stuff in it. It's not a reprint book. It has new stuff, and woven in between the John Byrne Claremont issue pages are all new story pages to fill in pieces that were missing. So
I know. It's why I want to get a run. I think I'd like to start building a run of classic X-Men. I've got 5 more issues now, so I have a number 1 and I have a number 3.
Not a spendy one to put together. You could probably start putting that together at Rose City.
Probably.
Pretty cheaply. I think you could probably dollar bin dive for a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. Here is another really great Walter Simonson X Factor cover, issue 22.
See, it's good that you didn't go to Terrificon because you would have had syrup and stuff all over your Walt Simonson books.
You're right. That's why I wouldn't have enjoyed talking to Walter Simonson for breakfast time. Issue 3 of Exterminators, which was that crossover Inferno story with the with the New Mutants and the X Factor kids. Oh, cool. I got a couple of the issues of it. There's issue 4.
What is Mike planning on doing with the menu that you guys got signed?
I don't know. I know he's showing it off in his newest video. Trav, you probably want to take Unhinged quote off the front.
Oh yeah, great. I had actually, for the most part, I've been actually keeping up the show, but now that we're almost to the end here, we are. By the way, that bag, the second bag, is now empty. I'm showing the last of the books here. Exterminators #1.
That one, yeah, I'll probably look it up. He probably got a little bit of key there. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually, unless there's something with the with those two characters.
Artie and Leech.
Yeah, Artie and Leech.
A wealth of useless information.
Well, other than the fact that it's Bogdanov, and Milgram as the inker. Here's issue 2, so I have 1 through 4 of that series, which is cool.
The key to that issue is first team appearance of the Exterminators. Boom, Boom, Richter, Rusty, Skids, Leech, Artie, and Maddox and Whiz Kid. Oh, and the first appearance of Whiz Kid, that's the kid in the wheelchair.
There's the real key is Whiz Kid. So there's this is a little under a short box worth of comics. All right, so here we go. Some more classic X-Men, issue number 4.
I love that cover.
There is.
Wow, that's cool. That's
demon, awesome. And then
the back. Mike. Oh, there you go. That's a cool back cover too.
Yeah.
Need to send Mike that picture of the inside cover. Have the back cover. That's sweet.
Yeah, I should take a picture of that. Definitely show it to him. I don't know why I took it off the thing. Yeah, that is pretty sweet. That is a sweet looking book.
Arthur Adams is so good.
There, you know what? Even now, he is not overrated in his art. We got those new. We got that last year. Last year, I got that one issue. They got 2 copies of Spider-Man #25 with Mary Jane on the cover. It was such a beautiful cover. I'm so happy that I got that. How about Classic X-Men #8? Old versus new.
You got a good run of that. You're not going to have a hard time putting together. That's such a cool piece too.
There's a great classic image, and then Phoenix on the back.
Nice.
That's John.
That's your 7th one?
Yeah, I think so.
And how long was that run?
Oh, it went all the way.
It's a long run. It changed from Classic X-Men to X-Men Classic in the middle of the run. Let me see how far it did.
The good thing is, Travis, you got a lot of the early ones. These all look like 1 through 10.
Mm-hmm. I have issue 1. I already have an issue 1. Okay, this is interesting. All right, so Ravage #1, Ravage 2099 #1.
I wonder if that's a Ron Lim cover.
It is actually. I think you might be onto that. It's either Ron Lim or it's Paul Ryan.
Classic X-Men ran 110 issues.
That's right.
That includes X-Men Classics and then X-Men Classic. That they kept the same numbering.
Oh, cool. All right.
There is, if I remember correctly, there is a big key in Classic X-Men too. You probably got it and saw it earlier. It's an early one.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's Supreme. Youngblood #3 enters Supreme, which has the flip book. I don't know what's going on in both those, but has the Rob Liefeld dual cover. But it actually has the still has the promo card inside of it, which is probably not very unique because it's a Rob Liefeld book. Sorry.
You just improved it from 10 cents to 11 cents.
Okay, this is interesting.
Interesting. So you know those backup stories in Classic X-Men?
Yes.
So I think you just showed number 7 and also number 12, but
Right.
they actually have first appearances of characters that later. So Lord Chantel, I don't know who that is, mutant with the ability to teleport in great force fields, first appears in number 7, and then in number 12, first full appearance and death of Magneto's daughter and the origin of Magneto.
Right. I remember that. That was, and that's where they took that part of the story that was in the that second X-Men movie.
Yeah. So the
know.
issue I'm thinking of, they're not showing, but it's in Key Collector, but it's the issue. The backup story tells it's like the second time that they talk about Sabretooth and Wolverine. He hunts him down. Sabretooth hunts down Wolverine every year on his birthday.
Yeah.
And so it's like this. It's like one of the early times when Wolverine has first gotten his adamantium and stuff, and he's standing by a seawall and he's like looking around. He's like something's off, and then like, you just see these arms come up behind the seawall, grab Wolverine, and they rip out his throat and throw him in the ocean.
I think Wolverine's pretty dumb. I mean, if that happened to me every year, I'd hang out with the Hulk on my birthday.
Right.
Well, they have issues too, right? So I had Gunfighters number 1 up there. Oh, my phone just died. My phone just died.
I didn't know that about Magneto's daughter. So where does that daughter rank in terms of age? Is she older than Polaris or younger than the twins?
I think she would be. I'm not sure where that story falls. If it falls right in line with that storyline, then she would be younger than Polaris. But I think it's going back and telling an older story because that's kind of where he turns to evil, or not evil, but he's really had it with humans.
Right.
And they put that story in one of the X-Men movies, where he's working in the steel foundry.
Apocalypse, I think. The Apocalypse.
Yeah, they showed it in Apocalypse, I think. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So we're down to the last 4 books, guys. Exiles black cover. The all new Exiles.
Sketchy cover. You can sketch on that one.
Yeah, this
Sketch
is the
white.
original sketch cover, but it's a little loose. And then and this Gunfighters, I didn't really issue 61. The cover is off, but it's old Carlton comic.
Who's the artwork in the back? Almost looked like Kirby. There was like a pin up in the back. In the back.
I'm
cover.
looking. Okay, let's see. On the back of the cover. No, that was the front. It's not really saying who the artist is in here. And it's not. I mean, it's not reminiscent of Kirby. It's more looks like Trimby, actually.
Herb Trimby?
Yeah, Herb Trimby. Or Jack McKinney.
Need to hear. I embarrassed myself in front of. I'm not going to even think of his name right. The original New Mutants artist, McLeod.
McLeod, yeah.
I pronounced his name Bob McLeod. This MCLEOD. I was like, he's like, no, it's messed up. There you go.
Last Transformers issue we have, it's issue 71. It's pretty beat up, probably because it was on the bottom.
Put at the top.
Yeah, a little rip at the top. It's off the top staple. It's barely holding on to the bottom. I like this interior artist, though. It's really interesting.
So someone had paid McLeod to do a commission of the Punisher, and he's like, I hate drawing the Punisher because I have to draw realistic guns. It's like,
really?
I have to have reference to draw realistic guns.
So, not the greatest comic book in the world, but the numbers were, if reversed, would have been really, really cool. And then Kim would have been like, I would have taken her out to dinner. but it's New Mutants number 89, not 98.
Some
Like New Warriors, New Warriors 98 that doesn't exist.
Yeah, what was that? I forgot about that. There was something where we kept saying that, right? It was New Mutants, right?
No, it was New Mutants 98 we were supposed to be talking about. But
somebody kept saying New Warriors 98. We're like,
well, someone said it once, and then I never let it go through the rest of that live stream. All right, so Extreme Studios, Dan Fraga and Art Thibert,
T-Bear,
who was one of the inker for the issue for the Falcon, which is coming out tomorrow, or was that today? No, that was tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Jack Kirby book. Anyway, so Bloodstrike is my last book. Not a great book to end with, but
I was like, is he saying the Falcon movie is coming out tomorrow? What? What's he talking?
No. That's next year. No. Jack Kirby's drawing of the Falcon, inked by Art Thibert. Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, terrific comic pickups. Foom number 2, first prototype
Sweet.
Wolverine. Love the cover though.
Yeah,
Cover's
that is an
amazing.
amazing.
Steranko cover.
Mm-hmm.
You and Christopher talked about that last week.
Yeah, which is some of my pickups. Oh yeah, we talked about it before I picked it up. It was kind of funny because I had no idea that I was going to get it there, and then there it was. So these were a gift from Mike. I don't know if you saw these, Trev. These are all Pence copies.
Oh yeah, you showed them to me when I called you. That is awesome.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, I love that cover. It's such a crazy, interesting character.
Mon Comics and so Bronze Age Nerd would like that too. It's got Cyclops and Man-Thing.
Right.
Some Arcade. Is this the one that the Doom bot that Mr. Akins talks about so much?
I think so.
Because there's a Doom bot, and when the Doom bot shows back up to Dr. Doom in Fantastic Four, so Arcade lights a match off of Dr. Doom's face, and later on in Fantastic Four, there's a Doom bot, and he has a scratch on his mask, and Dr. Doom is like, Doom bot number 1964, there's a scratch on your mask, how did you get that? And he's like, the villain Arcade lit a match off of my mask while we were talking. And Doom's like, and you allowed this? And he's like, I thought that you might need Arcade someday as a henchman. And Doom just blasts their robot into pieces and goes, Doom needs no one.
That's awesome. Oh well, my friends, I am so dirty. Look at how dark my fingertips are.
Dirty man.
That's how dirty these comic books are. It is. If I could show you, I would have shown you with my thing. But it's about a short box worth of comics.
Cool.
So some of them are probably gonna find their way into collages. Some of them will actually find their ways into bags and boards. For keepsake. I did find it in the two wizards are interesting, so that's cool. So I'm glad you guys came on to share this with me and to do this. It was great hanging out. It's been a while since I've done the Comics We Love video, and I'm glad I got to do one tonight. So, and I need to respect my wife who bought all this and go take care of the things I promised her I'd take care of. So
give me 30 seconds. Okay. So Richard and I are both involved in a thing called Heroes for Heroes. So if you guys have a minute, check it out.
Travis is involved in it as well.
Travis is involved in it as well. Sorry. Yep. Yes, he is. We're all involved in Heroes.
We're all involved for Heroes for Heroes.
That's right. Travis is going to be doing some sketching, and he's helping Chris out. And Richard has been doing an amazing job, been being super helpful and gathering information and finding resources for us and putting the word out. So appreciate him on that as well. And so if you guys have time, check it out. It's on my Instagram. There is a Heroes for Heroes Instagram account now that needs some subbing up because Bronze Age Nerd ran it all through his Instagram before, but he's now started a Heroes for Heroes Instagram directly.
Yeah, I subbed it. I already subbed it. So
and there's a link. Well, I'm not telling just you, but your viewers to check it.
Yes, my viewers, all of you, sub it up. I mean, I'll make sure that we do I do a short off of this too. That'll throw that into there off of an Opus clip.
Right. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, Heroes for Heroes supports Mission 22, which Mission 22 gets its name from. 22 everyday 22 veterans lose their battle with depression and PTSD, so we're trying to help prevent veteran suicides as well as just get them some mental health counseling, all that if they need it.
I'm actually going to talk to Kerry Andrews to see if he wants to do a donation.
That'll be awesome. That'll be really cool.
Good thing is anyone can help out. You can go straight to the website and you can donate cash. If you have comic books that could be auctioned off, you can donate those to Christopher from Bronze Age, and we're going to be auctioning them off on Veterans Day in November.
Yes. Yeah, Veterans.
You could just share the message. So go to the Instagram, hit like, share, subscribe, tell other people about it, get people involved. There's plenty of ways that other people can be just contributing, helping out, spreading the message, donating time.
If you know artists or anyone that would be involved or able to be involved too, or if you yourself are an artist, that would be awesome too. We're looking for sketches or people to draw during the live streams and stuff and auction off those pieces. So I know I'll be doing that, and Travis probably as well. So
yep.
Richard, you got a piece? Did you get a piece from me last year during that, or was that you got one piece from me? That was during just a claim sale, right?
Yeah, that was during the claim sale. I think I was watching the auctions, but I didn't purchase anything last year. I was just getting back into comic books last year this time, so I watched it. I think you drew the duck. What was it?
I did.
Darkwing Duck.
And I did Angela from Spawn, and also the Baroness.
Yep.
And then we also auctioned off so it was during two different streams. So we auctioned off the Dark Phoenix piece. And I think Christopher ended up with that one. Somebody bought it and then gifted it to Chris. And then what's the other one? Oh, somebody got a steal on that Spider-Man, the one where he's on top of the skull. It went for $25 last year. And Chris was like, I can't believe it. And like everybody that I was like, you guys, I kept telling you this was going to go up. And they go, what did it go for? I was like, $25. I was like, I would have paid $150. I'm like, yeah, it went for $25. So yeah,
mine only went for 35, and that was 11 by 17 piece. So.
Yours was amazing. He had a really sweet watercolor Spider-Man and Spider. Was it Spider-Man and Spider-Boy?
Spider-Man and Spider-Boy.
That's right.
Homaging.
Promise it'd be an hour.
Yes. The wife is now calling. So, gentlemen,
I already called and you ignored me.
I will see you all later. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful night. And thanks for coming on. It was great talking with you.
Yep. See you guys.